Well, welcome to my 5th annual State of the City address. You know, before this current age of technology that we are living in, we lived in a wonderful utopia that I call the 80s. Remember me in my old truck? I was riding high, playing football and baseball from McClintock High School, and an app was, well, something that you just filled out to get a job. The web was something that my mom often dusted out of the corner of my room. And a gig, it was a show that a few of my friends played on Saturday night. Life was easy living. There was no cell phone in your pocket, no internet at your fingertips, and the best kind of advice that we were given was to be kind and rewind. Remember that? VHS tapes? But I also have to say, when you look at the hustle and bustle of today, when a Twitter outage can trigger a national crisis, well, it may have been a little bit boring. When I think about how far we have come since the 80s, well, it's astounding. We've mapped the human genome, we've reached the surface of Mars, and we're now accessible everywhere we go with the use of cell phones. I really started thinking about the tech transformation that we've undergone as a society when I was at the groundbreaking back in October for Arizona State University's new Biodesign Building C. President Crow was telling the audience about the amazing work that happens at the Biodesign Institute, and it really got me thinking about how ASU's focus on the new frontier of science has helped transform not only the university, not only our community, but our world. The Biodesign Institute is the largest single investment in research infrastructure in Arizona history. That investment represents new types of research enterprises, one with 14 different research centers studying topics ranging from the human genome to carbon-free biofuel to infectious diseases. Here to tell us about the impact of the Biodesign Institute is Diane Price from ASU.
I like to think of ASU Biodesign as a place where science won't stop until we've cured disease, freed our planet of toxins, made our food and our water and our air healthy. Our scientists are very committed to invigorating the local economy. They're very committed to finding new cures and diagnostics and technologies that will bring a better world for all of us. Since biodesign started 10 years ago, our scientists here have received about 45 patents and about 640 inventions in total. The work that we're doing here at the Biodesign Institute in cancer is really groundbreaking. A group of our scientists is currently in a dog trial to be able to administer a vaccine. And when I say vaccine, people are sort of, what are you talking about? You mean we could actually get vaccinated against getting cancer? What kind of cancer, they ask? Universal, all kinds of cancer. Biodesign Institute is working on about 20 different types of cancer in many different ways. When other people ask why, our scientists ask why not. And I have no doubt that the scientists at Biodesign Institute at Arizona State University are going to continue to be a thoroughly potent force in making our world a better place.
Thanks, Diane. All of us know someone affected by cancer. It's great to hear we're making what could be some real progress there. And all of those patents that were mentioned and inventions, they translate into employment, and in the future, they'll add to over 3,000 jobs to our local economy each year. When you consider these numbers, you can't help but get excited about a new biodesign building, and Building C is going to double the Institute's size. And you know what's totally awesome? Is Building C will house the world's first compact X-ray laser. It's something like out of a James Bond movie. I'm telling you, I haven't had a science class in over 20 years, and I'm even geeking out. Usually, These lasers cost billions of dollars to build and can literally be miles long. There are only a few of them in the world, making it very difficult for scientists to even get access to one. The compact X-ray laser being designed in Building C will fit on a tabletop and will be accessible to scientists who are trying to cure some of the most devastating diseases. It will be able to see things that a conventional X-ray cannot. Can you imagine the impact this could have on the world of medicine and how this could revolutionize early detection of cancers? This morning, I could have talked to you about how Tempe has announced the addition of more than 18,000 jobs since I took office in 2012, and seen $2.3 billion in capital investment. And I would have said that our central location near Sky Harbor Airport and our educated workforce make us a great place to work. Or I could have shared how the city is investing $49 million over the next 5 years in our parks, making Tempe a great place to live. I could have even touched on the fact that our coveted downtown and Tempe Town Lake, which, by the way, is the second most visited tourism attraction in the state, makes this a great place to play. This is all true, but you have all heard me talk about these things before. After thinking about the impact of the Biodesign Institute, I decided that this morning I wanted to focus on how Tempe is helping to improve our world through education, incubation, and innovation, and how Tempe, we can say it and mean it, that we are literally changing the world. The truth is, Tempe is a magnet for technology. Nearly 15,000 people work in technology in Tempe, and that number is growing every day. This year alone, nearly 2,000 jobs have been created by tech companies in Tempe, including companies such as SAP America, ZipRecruiter, and Willis Towers Watson. SAP America was the first to sign on to the grant at Papago Park Center, taking 40,000 square feet of workspace that's going to house 275 employees. It's an enhanced data management company that works with 300,000 clients around the world. SAP is just the first company to sign on, but when the grant is done, it's going to have 3.2 million square feet of mixed-use office, multifamily, hotel, retail, and restaurant space. That's plenty of space to attract any number of diverse companies to our borders. You've all probably seen the commercials for ZipRecruiter on TV, right? ZipRecruiter is a tech company to innovate the job search that they recently chose to come to Tempe for its first expansion out of California. When at full capacity, they will be employing upwards of 300 employees at their Tempe Hayden Ferry Lakeside location. They have over 1 million companies that use their service. And as for Willis Towers Watson, a global brokerage firm, they are bringing more than 400 jobs to the new Technology Service Center just to the north of the Grand at Papago Park Center. This center will eventually have up to 800 employees. We're so happy to welcome them and their employees to Tempe. One thing I've noticed lately is that the era of winning jobs and investment by being a low-cost provider is really coming to an end. It's not about being the community that offers the lowest cost for doing business. Companies want to attract the best workers in their field, and they want to offer their workers and their employees a great quality of life. They want to be in cities that make smart, strategic investments and have an educational community committed, and also innovation and partnering with the business community. Our investment in infrastructure, transportation, public safety, and education has helped attract some of the highest quality developments in the state. Our founders didn't build Tempe for a race to the bottom. And you want to know something? It's worked. On average, in Tempe, tech jobs pay nearly $80,000 annually. They are the necessary component of a high-wage, high-value environment that creates the economic returns necessary to maintain the high quality of life and amenities that our residents deserve. A big reason for companies from out of state looking to Tempe is our educated workforce. We are lucky enough to surround Arizona State University, which, for the second year, I might add, has been ranked the #1 university for innovation by U.S. News and World Report. Just last month, ADP, a business solutions and human resource specialist, announced that they were expanding their their company to downtown Tempe and bring in over 1,500 jobs for a major business operations center. When asked by the Phoenix Business Journal why they chose Tempe, the answer was simple. ADP said they liked the proximity to ASU, and they said the primary reason they chose Tempe was our talent pool. And the second selling point, it was our community's diversity. This move from a company with 55,000 employees and an $11.7 billion in annual revenues speaks volumes that Tempe is on the right track. Tempe is also home to Maricopa Community College District, one of the largest community college districts in the nation, the Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine, and a University of Advancing Technology. Having these options is so important to youth these days because in the near future, in fact, by 2020, 68% of all jobs in Arizona will require a post-secondary education. I recently got a chance to visit UAT. You may not know this, but UAT has awarded me an honorary doctorate degree. Yep, that's right, I'm Dr. Mayor Mark Mitchell. And I never get sick of my staff or my daughters calling me that. At UAT, the faculty and students openly describe themselves as a collection of tech geeks. But at UAT, we turns those tech geeks into technology executives and master programmers of tomorrow. They learn how to use the most advanced technologies imaginable and how to transform them into the next generation product. But don't hold my word for it. Here's David Bowman, the provost at UAT, to tell you about how his students are busy changing the world.
We are Tempe's private college for computer science. Now imagine, all your classic, private college settings, the quad, the buildings, students all geeking out, really close relationships between faculty and students. But instead of being liberal arts, all we do is computer science and technology and things like that. And so one of the things that is most important about what we do at UAT is when students come here, they learn how to build and create with tech. UAT is changing the world by having students who can build technology faster than everybody. Our students are amazing at taking an idea and a technology and building a solution for it fast and getting it ready for market quicker than anybody else. And so what's wonderful that's happening right now is all the community outreach is happening with UAT and other STEM groups like the Arizona Science Council, where we're working with nonprofits, community groups, high schools, middle schools, to bring other people into the tech space. And so what we're seeing is weekend jams and community training efforts. When we look up in 5 years and 10 years, Tempe and Phoenix is going to have technologists who are doing the really amazing projects in front of us, like energy sustainability and putting people on Mars.
Well, thanks, David. UAT actually offers a government-recognized cybersecurity degree in ethical hackers, and it was the first in the state to do so. They have a warfare range that they call their cybersecurity cave. Right here in Tempe, UAT teaches their students to stop online hackers from wreaking havoc on local governments and businesses. UAT has helped prepare their graduates with an NSA credentialed education than any other university in the Southwest. UAT is also home to the largest game design studio in Arizona and offers virtual reality or VR bachelor's degrees. When I heard this, I thought, hey, I have to check this out. I have to say, I don't know how they do it, but experiencing virtual reality was pretty amazing. I got to try a game that a student designed in just 2 days. And I don't really want to brag a little bit, but I was a natural. If you don't believe me, check out this video.
Whoa! Ow!
Just like a normal ball. Yeah, we needed to have, Oh, wow. And then whenever you're ready to actually start the game.
See, I'm a natural. I bet you didn't know I was so agile, but I did play baseball and football, so that probably helped a little bit. And UAT is preparing students to take the technology to the next level. You may have met Ryan McDonald and Kenneth Borsath out here in the lobby this morning. Ryan and Kenneth are the students at UAT who have been working for the last few months to build their own version of a virtual reality head-mounted display, otherwise known as HMD. they focused on creating a quality HMD for an affordable price. And if you tried their headset out this morning, well, you know that they are succeeding. With the ingenuity of these UAT students, the possibilities really could be endless. Mayors from across the state of Arizona have taken a real interest in K-12 education and ensuring that it is properly funded. I belong to the Mayor's Education Roundtable, a West Ed initiative. It started with just 10 mayors and provided us with an opportunity to get together in a room and share how we can all work together with our school districts. We even let Tucson join. You know, we've been making some progress, but one initiative that the group is working on comes actually out of Tucson. A few years ago, Mayor Rothschild started Steps to Success, an initiative where he personally knocks on the doors of young people who have dropped out of school. It's been so successful that we are implementing it in Tempe Union High School District this January. We may not agree on much, but this is one area where Tempe and Tucson can work together. I really love that picture. Despite what happened at this year's game, I really love that picture. And while Arizona's reputation is not for putting enough money into K-12 education, Tempe has worked hard to build a strong K-12 system, both through our districts and our charitable organizations, like the Tempe Diablos, Commitment to Schools, the Tempe Impact Education Foundation. The Tempe Elementary and Kyrene school districts offer outstanding learning opportunities for our kids, and they help prepare students to success and succeed in high school. In fact, Tempe Union has 5 high schools that have earned an A+ School of Excellence Award from the Arizona Education Foundation over the last 5 years. It's no wonder that we have such a talented workforce in Tempe. We have worked for years building the foundation for a strong educational system. And when you have great schools and great universities, you open the door to individuals who want to grow their ideas in your city. Luckily, the council was looking for ways to foster an environment where incubation is encouraged. We started looking at our city facilities to figure out how a space could be repurposed to grow small business. We really wanted to see how we could help businesses to start, grow, and thrive in Tempe. In last year's State of the City, I announced our new Business Resource Innovation Center, also known as the BRIC. We transformed a room in the Tempe Public Library into a resource for those writing a business plan or just looking for some mentoring or networking opportunities. The BRIC just completed its 3rd month, and the results are so encouraging. The grand opening saw more than 60 businesses and community partners. Since then, more than 270 business owners, students, and entrepreneurs have utilized the center for workshops, mentoring, and co-working. We even have a success story already. Life 365 is a local healthcare company that won the 2016 Governor's Startup Company Innovator of the Year Award. It uses the BRIC for co-working and will use it until its office space in Tempe is ready. Life 365 is recognized for their cloud-based platform, RAIN, which helps health professionals and family members monitor a patient's medical devices remotely. This literally is a life-saving endeavor, and Life 365 and their 5 employees are getting it done using our facility. As we move into the new year, it's going to be even busier for the BRIC, with more than 50 workshops, meeting reservations, and business mentoring sessions already scheduled. Clearly, our local entrepreneurs are loving and using this service. At the same time we were opening the BRIC, we were also looking at how we could best transform the former Tempe Performing Arts Center on 6th Street. This building has a creative past, as a lot of you may know. And with a creative building, we wanted a creative venture. And what we got was an artistic and innovative project, a fashion incubator. Only a handful of cities across the United States have art and fashion facilities to support new designers and economic development. So of course we're excited when we learned that Angela Johnson and Sherry Berry chose to create a fashion incubator and apparel manufacturing facility right in our downtown. Currently, the fashion incubator is just getting started. Folks have been moving into their offices and will soon begin to offer client services. And the opening is Saturday, December 10th. I'd be the first to admit, I am no fashion idea. I mean, I still have a few OP board shorts and Izod polos in my closet, but I am no fashionista. But one thing I do know is that independent fashion brands are becoming more and more common. We have websites like Etsy and Pinterest that show us every day how creative individuals can be. The problem is that for the most part, fashion manufacturing is outsourced overseas. This makes it very hard for new designers or other creative folks to produce their own products. The Fashion Incubator is there because it's also a manufacturing facility, and it will solve that issue right here in our downtown. Now, I know that you're thinking, what does Fashion Incubator have to do with tech? Well, you'd be surprised. Here to tell us a little bit about the incubator and how fashion and technology are helping to change the world is Angela Johnson, the founder of Label Horde.
We ended up in here because of a 15-year mission that I've had, of a goal that I've had to create a fashion industry in Arizona, and needed a space for that. And eventually found that the city of Tempe was very receptive to the idea and actually had this beautiful building available. And the fact that Tempe had the vision to be able to support that is incredible, and this building allows us to be able to prove that that is something that is a real necessity. Well, there's all kinds of different great things that are happening in fashion, in technology, and we've got a few under this roof already. One that I can speak of, though, that is available because it's actually for sale now is a collection called Pesky's, and they make mosquito repellent or bug repellent clothing. So the fabric is infused with a repellent that's completely safe for humans, and it keeps the mosquitoes away. And so she's a Lyme disease survivor, and it was a real passion for her to be able to create this. And she's already in stores, and she's doing great. And we took her through the whole entire process from creation, from even just thinking of the idea and sketching it and doing tech packs and patterns and developing it and making samples and finishing the product. So we're really proud of that one.
Wow, Angela, that is amazing, especially in a world where the Zika virus is a major issue. It sounds like Pesky Apparel has an innovative solution that could make all the difference. Label Horde is also using the new technology to help merge fashion and wearable tech, and they're working on a 3D digital fabric printing design and production right here at Tempe at your fingertips. Thank you, Label Horde, and welcome to Tempe. And with incubation comes innovation. And with ASU within our borders, Tempe has always had a great partner. We already talked a bit about the Biodesign Institute and what it means to Tempe and the world. And Building C will increase the research of the Institute by 500%. This can only add to the number of world-changing innovations to date. Remember the Ebola outbreak in 2014? It was the Biodesign Institute that helped create a drug treatment that was used to fight the disease. The treatment, called ZMapp, may have saved the lives of 5 individuals who became infected. And all the things the ASU professor involved use a specially modified tobacco plant to produce the antibodies needed to fight the disease. Another spin-off of the Biodesign Institute is HealthTel, which has developed an immunosignature technology to measure a person's immune system. 2 researchers wanted to change the world of medicine by focusing on detecting diseases before the disease caused symptoms. They decided to look at millions of antibodies that we all have in our bodies and tried to get a snapshot of our immune system. It's a complicated process, but basically, they take a drop of blood to create an antibody portrait. That's it, right here behind me. Well, it may look like a piece of modern art to some. HealthTel can use this immunosignature to detect cancer and other diseases earlier. This technology will change the way doctors practice medicine in the future. But the Biodesign Institute isn't the only innovative project ASU is partnering with Tempe on. The ASU Athletic Facilities District is becoming a model for innovation, planning, and sustainable and smart development. Catalyst, ASU's master developer, has been working on the preliminary master plan of the district, which includes new renovated NCAA facilities, including Sun Devil Stadium. ASU is going to transform the stadium into a year-round community hub. When I was growing up, Sun Devil Stadium was it. It was the place. It was known for concerts, great NFL and college football games, and it even hosted the Pope. In fact, I have pretty fond memories of my mom taking me to the Rolling Stones concert when I was in junior high. That wasn't awkward at all. And now, as a dad, I'm looking forward to being able to have that same experience with my girls. I'm sure that they'll be just as mortified as I was, but hey, that's one of the pleasures of being a parent. And I cannot wait to see the Beebs in person at Sun Devil Stadium. But seriously, as for land surrounding the stadium, its transformation will be the most significant project within Tempe since the Tempe Town Lake was created nearly 20 years ago. At build-out, the 330 acres will house more than 7 million square feet of office, multifamily residential, hospitality, and retail space. ASU and Catellus also plan to have interconnected spaces with sidewalks and bicycle paths and green spaces. As we speak, Catellus is getting ready to move forward on one of the newest phases of the project. Look for announcements regarding the area's first office, multifamily, and retail activities in early 2017. And I'm sure you've all heard the news that the districts could include a new arena for the Arizona Coyotes and ASU. We are just at the early stages of the discussions with ASU, Catellus, and the Coyotes, and it's still a preliminary concept. Of course, we're going to have lots of conversations moving forward as a council and as a community before any action is taken. But of course, it's always nice to be in demand. And with all the innovation coming out of ASU, the City of Tempe is working a little innovation of our own. Recently, the City Council agreed to move forward on the development of our first biomedical technology campus on 18 acres of city land west of the Tempe Center for the Arts. We are currently in a process of branding the site and working with the developer to finalize an agreement. But the proposed project includes 5 mid-rise office buildings totaling approximately 1 million square feet. The Innovation Hub, as we're calling it, is going to focus on tech and life science jobs. We have already proven that we have a strong biotech base, and with over 150 bio and life science companies in our city who employ close to 6,500 people, is going strong. Building this campus will benefit the region, especially if we can help meet the demand for research facilities and specialized lab space. At the beginning of this speech, we talked about the Biodesign Institute and the impact that they are having on the world. Just imagine the opportunities and partnerships that the new biomedical and technology campus can bring. And this will only add to the mix of cutting-edge businesses that Tempe community has, and it really helps us set us apart from the rest of the cities around the valley. Businesses like Duffel, located in downtown. Duffel is a personal valet that will ensure that you never have to carry a suitcase again. They send you a suitcase, they come pick it up, then they actually unpack it, and they clean and dry clean your clothes before sending it on to the final destination. Talk about no hassle. And Iridium, located in ASU Research Park, is the world's only global mobile satellite communications company. They use low-orbiting cross-linked satellites and have the world's largest commercial constellation network. The Defense Department and other agencies often use the constellation to communicate across land and sea and air. They make it possible to communicate to every corner of the earth. I did want to touch a little bit about our social innovation as well, because while economic or tech innovation is really big right now, it's the cultural aspects of a community that attracts residents to it. And we're big on social innovation, like looking at ways that we can help our businesses ensure that we are providing equal pay opportunities for all of their employees, or creating a local opioid epidemic plan to address the rise in overdoses due to addiction to prescription pain relievers and heroin. We also enacted an anti-discrimination ordinance so that all of our residents and visitors can feel safe and protected in Tempe. And close to my heart, our initiative to become a dementia-friendly community. Establishing Tempe as one of the nation's first dementia-friendly cities, which is very personal to me. My mom was diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment 8 years ago. Since then, my family has been through a lot of ups and downs. I'd done some research about some cities in Minnesota that were going through the process of becoming dementia-friendly. And I thought, wow, this could have a real effect on Tempe. A big part of becoming a dementia-friendly is informing the public and preparing for the future growth of dementia in all of our communities in the region. Arizona will see a 71% increase in residents with dementia over the next 10 years. That's the biggest projected increase of any state in the entire country. With our dementia-friendly initiative, I'm hoping that we can prove that we are not powerless against this devastating disease. And if we can change the life of even one person affected by this disease or their caregiver or partner, then it will be well worth it. Being a mayor of this community is one of the greatest honors of my life. I've been fortunate that policies put in place by this council and previous ones have created a strong economic environment that we find ourselves in today. There's no doubt about it, our state of our city is very strong. It's strong because of relationships that we fostered with local partners like Label Horde, UAT, and Arizona State University. Let's hear from them one more time about how they feel about being in Tempe.
Having the city's support is really impactful to us because it legitimizes everything that we're doing. It also, I think, opens it up to the world even more. I mean, people notice it more. I mean, I've been shouting it from the rooftops for years that this is a need.
We have been here from the beginning. We were founded in Tempe. We are sort of a Tempe's own university. And what the city has always done for us is provided support systems so that we could be a great idea. The idea of, can you create a college where students learn how to use technology and talk about it? You've got tech companies, you've got startup companies, you've got an infrastructure of knowledge bases that you can bring together. And so when our students come here, most of them come from out of state, what they find in Tempe is that in walking distance of the university are people they can find solutions with and practice their ideas on and ultimately start companies up right here.
We are coming together here in Tempe, whether it's on campus, at a restaurant, on Mill Avenue, in a way that is so open to creativity, so open to perhaps a bit of rebellion and challenge of the old ways, and very accepting of the new ways. The youth, the energy, the partnership between our city leaders and our university is exceptional, exceptional. We all bring something to the table and somehow it works.
I'd like to thank Diane Price, Dave Bowman, and Angela Johnson for being willing to share their Tempe experience with all of us here today. Through education, incubation, and innovation, their endeavors are clearly changing the world for the better. I'd like to end this morning with a long list of thank yous. First, I'd like to thank my fellow council colleagues for being here today, and the entire council. Vice Mayor Robin Arredondo Savage, Councilmember Randy Keating, Councilmember Lauren Kuby, Councilmember Joel Navarro, Councilmember Colby Granville, and Councilmember David Shapira. It truly is an honor to serve with you. I'd also like to thank our city staff. And I want to thank our city manager, Andrew Ching, and all the employees of the city of Tempe for everything that you all do. We would not be the remarkable city that we are, or the strong city, without your hard work. Please know that your work is appreciated. I also like to thank my staff, Elizabeth Higgins and Alec Thompson, for their hard work on today's event, but also every day throughout the year. And it really means a lot to me. And I want to thank John Bebling with Arizona Flooring Interiors, where I work. I've been working with John for over 18 years, and it truly is an honor to work with John Bebling. And a special thank you to our former Tempe elected officials. As many of you here today, it was a vision of former councils that got Tempe to this place. You made investments in Tempe Town Lake, the downtown, the light rail, the transit system, and our neighborhood parks. You helped create a wonderful community that we call Tempe. And of course, I want to recognize my dad. Everybody knows him as Congressman or Mayor Mitchell. It truly is an honor to be your son, and I can't thank you for everything that you've done, not only for the decisions that you and past councils have made and your leadership, but as you move forward and helping everything with Mom, so thank you. And finally, I want to thank all of you for being who you are and being here today. You are part of an innovation that's really happening in Tempe. So please continue to change the world for the better. I hope to see you at my State of the Neighborhoods address on April 22nd, 2017. Have a great morning. Thank you very much.